Missouri National Guard are now joining the search for the missing Kansas baby. 25 members of the Guard joined the FBI and local police departments in the search for Lisa Irwin. The 10-month-old disappeared from her parents' home 2 weeks ago. The parents said she was taken from her crib overnight. As of today, more than 100 people have volunteered looking in the nearby forest by the family's home. An anonymous donor offered $100,000 for the child's safe return.
On Sunday, IndyCar driver Dan Wheldon died in a 15-car pileup. Wheldon's car flew over another and smashed into the catch fence. CNN's Greg Black has more on the story.
This is the crash that killed two-time Indy 500 winner Dan Wheldon. The race had barely started when one slip set off this fiery chain reaction. Wheldon's car was launched into the air.
You had probably 3 full safety crews around him. He was not moving in the car. I mean, we were able to look right at him here, and it didn't look good.
Wheldon was airlifted to the hospital, but was pronounced dead a couple of hours later.
I've got to think about Dan as the way he lived. It's certainly very difficult for everyone in the community.
Drivers did a 5-lap salute in Wheldon's honor after the accident. The winner of this year's Indy Series, Dario Franchitti, joined the tribute.
We lost a good friend. I think everybody in the IndyCar Series considered Dan a friend.
Wheldon won the Indy Series in 2005, the same year he first won the Indianapolis 500. He won the 500 again in May. This time he was going for a $5 million prize in the last race of the IndyCar Series.
He wasn't just a great driver, but he was a great human being. And I just can't believe that he's no longer with us.
Wheldon's number 77 was put at the top of the winner's poll at the infield. The rest of the race, the marquee event of the championships, was canceled. I'm Greg Black reporting.
GOP freshmen are troubled with fundraising during the third quarter. While the summer months for freshmen are expected to be down, the debt ceiling debate has stalled Washington members from fundraising even more. A former GOP congressman, Phil English, says a poor fundraising period can raise the profile of any candidate on the target list. A new study found an increasing number of young people living in D.C. are unemployed and uneducated. The study from the Brookings Institute is suggesting how D.C. public schools can fix the problem. Sarah Parnes has the story.
Brookings Institute released a study at the beginning of the month that says more than a quarter of people aged 16 to 24 living in D.C. are out of school and making less than $22,000 a year. The study says D.C. should try to equip 90% of its youth with a college degree and a full-time job by 2022. One program is already working to achieve that goal. The branch of AmeriCorps called City Year Washington, D.C. brings young people from the district and across the country into D.C. public schools to help keep kids in school and prepare them for life after graduation.
As a product of DCPS, I definitely understood and related to the students of the public school system and grew up knowing that it wasn't right, that there were issues that weren't being addressed. I definitely wish that I had City Year growing up.
Executive Director Jeff Franco has worked in D.C. for 16 years.
Part of the reason that there's such an issue, there's a myriad of reasons for it, but many of them don't have those mentors, tutors, and role models in their lives. And we work with so many different kids that are either way behind the reading level or dropping out of school. And our mission really is to try to keep kids in school and on track and address the dropout crisis. And so if we can really work in that direction, I think we'll start seeing a shift in what we're seeing in terms of unemployment with young people.
City Year volunteers are training all day on AU's campus today. Around the corner at Woodrow Wilson High School, one student has an idea of what he'll do to avoid unemployment after he graduates.
Well, first things first is go to college.
This is Sarah Parnes in Northwest Washington for District Wire News.
Pot smokers, be aware, your ability to drive may be worse than you think. A new study published in Epidemiologic Reviews finds drivers who get behind the wheel after smoking marijuana double their risk of crashing. Researchers believe this study is especially relevant in light of many states legalizing marijuana.
A new study from the University of Pennsylvania found babies with low birth weight are 5 times more likely to be diagnosed with autism. Researchers say 5% of children born underweight were diagnosed with autism, compared to 1% of the general population. This is the first study linking low birth weight with increased risk of autism.
BlackBerry users may be considering changing services after the recent service issues. And the iPhone 4S is crushing the competition in sales.
And the suicide of a gay teenager is sparking a nationwide conversation about bullying. What are American university policies on the issue? We have this story and more coming up. Stay tuned.